Right, here's an explanation of why my sitting with dogs mission in rescue centers failed. Unfortunately, because I was very looking forward to this, and there's a few factors to this. I've wrote about a handful of animal shelters over the past 6 days, and without looking into any possibilities of staying anywhere close by. I just had the mission in my head. I want to sit with dogs, I want to film them while I sit with them, want to film their reactions, want to be with them, just make them calm, and just keep volunteering at the shelter, and then stay with one shelter for a month and then move on to the next, only to give them a bit more exposure online, because for the ones that are not that into Instagram or YouTube, most of them don't even do YouTube, that I can get them more exposure, like the smaller ones that really struggle to get funds in or get animals adopted. So I was thinking of that, and I contacted a handful without doing any research of where to stay, how to get there, whatever. I just had this mission in my head and I just wanted to make this work. And in addition to me doing animal communication and just filming sitting with dogs and how I be with them. And yeah, it just turned out a few days ago, I think a couple days ago, the shelters started emailing me back, and some were positive. They was like, yeah, this is a good idea, we can do that, and just let me just wait until the manager gets back or whatever. Just like some people just emailed me. I reach out to those people, that's a good idea, I would like to do this. And others were coming back to me. Unfortunately, even though we think it's a nice idea, we won't be able to accommodate this at this time. And I'll tell you why they said what they said, and I completely understand that, and I had that in my head as well when I started contacting them, because I know how dogs react, I know how dogs are, and I had that in the back of my head while I was emailing them. But I thought, if I'll be there longer, it's just an idea of a month, I can be there longer and just stay in a campground nearby and just be with the dogs and just get to know them that way. And yeah, it turned out for 2 reasons that it's not going to work. Is it 2 reasons? I'm not even sure. The first reason, I did not look up accommodation around the shelter. I don't know why I have eye twitching now. So the first thing was the accommodation around the shelter. It's just impossible in the UK to find a campground that is not shut during the winter. And especially because I had a place that I want to go to find a place around the shelter that's nearby, at least like 10-15 minute drive, was just impossible. It was almost impossible. And so that was the first thing that was like, oh dear me, I didn't even realize how difficult this is to find a long-term stay that literally is a caravan park that's open all year. And that was the first hurdle, where I'm like, oh, I can't even do that in the first place, to find a place close by of a shelter that is open. So that's the first thing. The second thing was that the shelter required me to stay longer. First of all, they find it a good idea, but yeah, it could be longer. You have to be a full-time volunteer, or whatever time you can put in volunteer, which would be fine by me. I just had a thought of like doing a month and then move on to the next, but I can stay longer. And then the other thing is because of the nature of the dogs having to get to know a lot of volunteers, because some for some reason just stay short term, they just don't want to work longer, whatever. Just there's a high volume of people that just keep coming new and new and new, just like a high turnover, and it's not good for the dogs themselves, for the learning curve of them getting to know more people as well. and to have that stable environment is very difficult for some dogs, and especially because they're in a kennel. Dogs shouldn't be in a kennel. It's very stressful for them in the first place. It is difficult for them to even just get to know new stuff all the time, and I completely understand that. What I was trying to get across is that I'm not there just for content creation. I am there for learning and training my animal communication, and just learning more about the behavior, because obviously I have 2 dogs and I watch them very closely with their behavior and adjust my body and my behavior to their behavior. But yeah, that is one big point that I said. I'm totally agree with this. I understand this. So jump around from one shelter to the next within a month's time it's not enough time to get to know the dogs and to get to know their behavior, get to know their things, what they're doing, whatever. So yeah, that is one big thing. And it just I just started this video because I just got another email response from another shelter that is close by where I'm stationed, and they said almost the same thing. It's like, we appreciate absolutely what you're trying to achieve, and we would love to do this, but because of the nature of some of our dogs, they are very sensitive, and due to the behavioral problems they're facing in kennels, is just for us unfortunately not possible to allow you in for such a short time, or in general to do just content. And so I either have to pivot my approach to this and continue, or just not continue, just rethink this all. I have to stop it anyway, because I won't be able to do it during the winter, because there is no space for me to stay somewhere over like 3 months time, due to the nature that most campgrounds are going to be shut during the winter, which is just unbelievable. But anyway, that's the reality of things, and I did not think of that. So unfortunately, my goal to have a mission to travel around, to go from shelter to shelter, and to be with the dogs and just make content that way, and get across to you guys that watching this what the abilities are of the dogs, and what their history is, and where they want to go, and all that. So that is unfortunately not happening right at this stage. So I have to pivot, I have to rethink this. I don't know where I'm going to take this, but it will be a revised version of this mission that will be happening. I don't have to be at the shelter in order to do my communication with the dogs, or with the animal in general. I can do that through photos and whatnot, photos or video calls. And I'm not getting into this animal communication right now, because that's just going to be way too long of a video. But I just wanted to pop in here to say, unfortunately, the mission that I was planning on doing is unfortunately not happening at this stage, and at this framework as I thought I would be able to do it, because of the reason I just mentioned. So yeah, there will be a follow-up on this, and I will make it work in order to help rescue dogs, or shelter dogs in general. I will be able to help them, but not in the style of that I thought I would be able to right now. And that's it. That's the update for that. And I will take that GoFundMe page down as well, because I opened a GoFundMe page for this. I just haven't shared it massively around, because I was not sure if how the shelters would react. So I will take that down. And that's the end of that for now. And I will keep you updated on how I'm going to proceed with this, I think. And yeah, so that's that for that video. I will keep my chin up, and I will keep my my mood up, and just keep going and see what else I can come up with as idea that's a bit better than what I just had. So yeah, it's all an experiment, it's all a journey, so we'll see what comes up next. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.